Hi everyone, LiberAnarchy here. I wanted to make hopefully a short video about something that's been going around YouTube and something that I've heard go around the internet pagan community here and there for years and years and years, for decades. It's only been around like a decade and a half, you know what I mean. But even before the internet, you would hear stuff like this. There are people that say that if you die on the astral plane, your physical body will die. Um, no, people will say if you die in your dreams, you will die in real life. There are people who say that if you go out of body, then something can possess your body. Personally, I do not believe people are going out of body. I have had many experiences where I've had the sensation of leaving my body. I don't necessarily think that that is what is actually happening. But there's a lot of stuff that goes around. And I would really like to dispel a lot of myths. I guess I don't know it all, and I will never claim to know it all. But if all that's true, I should be dead several times over. I've had a lot of scary things happen to me as far as nightmares and experiences of having gone out of body or being pulled out of body by something scary. I've had the sensation of literally having wings torn out of my back. Now, do I believe that I literally had wings physically there? No, I don't. But there was a time in my life where I did feel like I had wings, even though I know that I did not have wings. And they were torn out one night. At least that was the sensation that I had. I've had the feeling of literally having like holes all through my body. I have had many sleep paralysis experiences. Many. Oh, as for the wings, by the way, occasionally I do feel wings again. But I don't think this is some sort of otherkin type of thing. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's literal, and I don't think it's some permanent facet of some sort of astral body or something. I think it's just an expression of a part of myself. And I just happen to be wired such that I occasionally have tactile hallucinations. And that's okay, as long as I keep perspective. Watching people come on Skype. Anyway, but my point is, okay, first of all, sleep paralysis, if you find yourself where you are asleep while you're awake but you're paralyzed and you're looking at your eyelids, I promise you, you will wake up. You will not stay paralyzed. You will wake up. Don't panic. Many people have techniques to get themselves out of this. Many people just wait it out. And many people use this as a jumping off point for things like meditation and out-of-body experiences. Now, my technique is something that other people don't seem to like. However, this is what I do. When I recognize that I'm paralyzed and looking at my eyelids and I don't like it, what I do is I allow myself to lose awareness and fall back asleep, because I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm either going to eventually wake up anyway, or I'm going to be lucid in my dream, and then I can wake up or keep dreaming or do whatever I want to do. But a lot of people don't like that technique because it involves relinquishing awareness when you are paralyzed, literally helpless. And that's for some reason that's just the way the technique that I have found works for me. Okay. As for dying in your dreams, how many people have had dreams where they've died? How many people have woken up? Quite a lot. Now, some people will say that astral travel and dreaming is the same thing. Others will disagree. I'm not going to fight about this. I mean, because that's like fighting about who would win in a baseball game in a baseball game between dragons and six-eyed angels. I'm not going to fight about it. I don't care. I don't even have an opinion. Okay? I have had many dreams where I felt like they were real. I've had dreams where I felt like I'm actually going out of my own headspace and into something more collective, something shared. Not collective like we are the Borg, but collective as in it's a space that people can share. Like walking out of my own house into the street. The street is something that people share. But is it literally true? Probably not, but it's possible. And I reserve judgment on a lot of things. I'm very pragmatic and I'm very agnostic about a lot of these things, okay? And I have run into a lot of shit. And I've actually dreamed about fighting with this shit. And my technique, my secret, if you will, to winning is just raw fucking tenacity. You want to do XYZ? I'm not gonna let you. You want to just tear me apart? You want to be like an army of monsters wants to tear me apart? Well, tear all you want, but my conception of myself is going to stay together. That's it. Raw fucking tenacity. I've had instances where monsters or demons or whatever you want to call it have gathered around and drugged me into hell and told me how worthless I am or whatever. And the way to beat that is to just not be convinced. To just say, you know what? Fuck you. Every single one of you can all go fuck yourselves. Fucking sideways, you know? Raw fucking tenacity. Now, whether you believe these are like genuine astral attacks or not, well, that's up to you. But you won't die, okay? If you go out of your body, you won't die. And I've had plenty of experiences, and I haven't been incapable of coming back to my body. I haven't been possessed. Holy shit. I mean, you don't have to be afraid of that shit. Okay? And I'm not trying to chew anybody out. I'm really not. I hope I don't sound mean. It's just, I get really fucking irritated when people just say shit to scare other people. People just... And other people actually get scared, like neophytes. People who say, wow... people who open a Wicca 101 book and say, wow, this speaks to me, this is spiritual, this really speaks to my heart, and and I'm going to get some candles, my altar, and I'm going to pray to the Lord and Lady, and na. And I'm not picking on Wiccans, it's just that's oftentimes the first magical practice that people are introduced to. And so these poor neophytes who maybe read one or two books and maybe they've been introduced to Wicca or something similar through somebody who isn't perfectly educated themselves, they will believe stuff people say when frankly a lot of people just make shit up. Whether it's to scare people or to get attention or to impress people by making themselves sound all la-di-fucking-da. Sometimes people just make shit up. Humans tell stories. Sometimes people want to just tell a good story. Like when people call Coast to Coast AM. I've gotten way off topic. But sometimes people will just call Coast to Coast AM not because they have an actual story about the shadow people or the old hag or a haunted house or a UFO or Bigfoot or whatever. It's because they want to just make up a story. I can't tell you, in the years I've been listening to Coast, how many people have called up to just say, I'm a time traveler, and then they make up this whole, spiel, and they just have this little biography for themselves, and it's fun to listen to, because it's a good story. It's what we do. And sometimes people just, in the occult community, just make shit up. And then you have other people who aren't wise to some of this, who just believe it. And it's not that they're stupid people, it's just that they're new people in a lot of cases. And so you have these people who are afraid to explore their own mind, or who are afraid of being cursed, or who are afraid of being persecuted by the Christians, like afraid of being burned at the stake or something, just because the other people just say shit or repeat shit that's completely and utterly fallacious. Like stuff about witch hunters and vampire hunters and other kin hunters. And, oh my goodness. And this isn't to say that there's never ever been a self-styled witch hunter ever or something, or that, people, or that maybe that, or that psychic attacks can never ever happen to anyone ever, I don't know. But holy shit! If you die in your sleep, that is to say, if you die in a dream, you will not die in real life. Don't worry about it, okay? And if you're paralyzed in your sleep, you will wake up, okay? And you know what? If you feel like you're being attacked, you don't have to be afraid. I could go on for hours on this rant, but I won't. Know thyself. And I say that really emphatically here. Know thyself. Don't pay attention to everything you hear from everybody else. Know thyself. Think for yourself.